What's up, guys? Welcome to Slasher Home Video. Today I'm just going to be talking about one of my favorites from a popular franchise. Today I'm going with Friday the 13th, and my favorite of that one is without a doubt Part 7,
The New Blood.
I know that this isn't everybody's favorite, far from it. I think it's getting a little more respect lately, which is nice. But for me, this is not the first one I saw, but it's definitely the one I saw the most. For whatever reason, anytime there was a marathon or they were showing it on Halloween, this is just the one I caught the most. And I was pretty obsessed with Jason Voorhees when I was a kid, and this is a big reason why. I mean, the reason I watch Friday the 13th movies is for Jason. It's a very simple franchise. There's not a lot of plot. It's just a kind of sleazy, gratuitous murder fest, and so you're there to see Jason kill teenagers, and this is the best Jason, hands down. I don't think a lot of people argue that. I mean, everybody's got their favorite, but mine is without a doubt Kane Hodder. He kind of set the bar, in my opinion. He added little nuances to the character that made him stick out from the rest, and this is hands down the best version of Jason with that in mind, and look wise. I mean, he just looks gnarly as fuck. He's got tattered coveralls with his spine hanging out. He's big, he's mean, he's wet and disgusting. Him unmasked is just one of the best special effects of the 80s. Is just iconic. It sets the bar. One of the best of the 80s. And on top of that, Kane Hodder added all the little characteristics. The way he breathes, the way he walks in a straight line towards his target, even just little things like the way he turns when he hears a noise and then moves towards it. I mean, it's awesome. And I think a lot of people have a hard time with the Jason versus Carrie aspect of it, but I personally love that. I mean, this was initially gonna be the first attempt at a Freddy versus Jason, and since that didn't happen, they just said, fuck it, we'll make a Carrie type character and just have Jason go up against her. And it gives you a lot of great moments through the movie. When Tina electrocutes Jason with the power line, that whole scene in the house where they're just going back and forth. Jason is unstoppable, but Tina's pretty badass herself. It's over the top and just entertaining as hell. Now, one of the biggest crimes is that we didn't get to see this movie as it was supposed to be. I think if we had, it would be the default favorite, kind of the same way Dream Warriors is for Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, you wouldn't be able to touch this movie if it had all the stuff that Buechler planned for it. Buechler is, as much credit as he gets, I still think he's underrated as hell. He's one of my favorite special effects artists of all time. I think he's a great director too. I mean, he did Troll, he did Ghoulies 3, and this movie fits right in there with it. And I think in terms of the practical effects that he had made and filmed, that the MPAA just cut, I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves. And it's really sad that we're never gonna get that full uncut version because they can't recover any footage of it, at least not better than VHS quality. I mean, it's almost like the MPAA had it out for this franchise specifically. The same year you got way gorier movies. You got Dream Master that was way more over the top gore, and for some reason this movie couldn't show anything, and they absolutely ruined the ending. I've seen the movie so often though, and I was so young when I started watching it, that it doesn't really bother me. That's just always what the ending was, and I'm extremely used to it. But if you see the screenshots of what they had planned, it would have been so much better, and I think it would have been received so much better, because for a lot of people the ending is what they leave with. And I mean, just Tina's dad being just a guy with some mud on him compared to the sick prosthetics they had originally planned. I mean, it's a huge crime, and the MPAA should seriously be ashamed of themselves. It's ridiculous. But getting away from the negativity, this movie has a lot going for it besides that. I mean, Lar Park Lincoln's great in it. She's almost one of my favorite final girls. She's an extremely memorable character. You've got Bernie in here playing kind of the secondary antagonist, and you always love seeing him get it because he's a huge piece of garbage. I really like most of the teenagers in the movie. The mean girl is one of the better mean girls in the series. The stoner is pretty funny. The dynamic between the two less confident, less popular girls fighting over the stoner guy is pretty entertaining in my opinion. And it's got one of the best cover arts in the franchise. This is one of my favorite cover arts of the 80s. I like a lot of the, especially later Friday the 13th cover arts. And this is definitely up there. It's pretty iconic. I don't know why they always put a buck knife on every cover, because Jason Voorhees has never used a buck knife, not even once. But from part 4 all the way up to 8, that buck knife is always stuck in there somewhere. But what are you gonna do? That's part of the history of the franchise now. So, but yeah, as far as a rating, I know this movie is not a masterpiece. It's no Nightmare on Elm Street or The Shining, but it's definitely a classic to me, and I've got a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in this. So for me, it's like an 8 out of 10, above par. I could watch this any time of the day. I watch it at least once a year. It's probably my most rewatched movie of all time. It's just always fun, and it never really gets old to me. So yeah, 8 out of 10. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time.